In our last bit of news here, we have breaking news regarding the FBI concluding Alec Baldwin did in fact pull the trigger on Miss Hutchins' shooting on the movie set Rust. Now, if you remember, they're filming this Western and the gun goes off and they didn't catch it. Okay. He didn't check it himself. It seems like allegedly didn't check it, even though I think he said that he did and all this other stuff. We're about to get into a little bit of details here of what's going on. I took a firearm class this summer about a month or two ago, and the instructor that me and my buddy were with supposedly, I guess, one of the most licensed, certified guys in the entire United States. Like, he is the top guy. And so somebody asked him during the session of like, hey, did Alec Baldwin pull the trigger? Based on the firearm that he was using, he said himself, he's like, there's no way that gun went off by itself. It's actually physically impossible for that gun to go off by itself. And he actually showed us how the model was made. He showed us what type of gun that was. And he's like, it's literally impossible. The only way that gun's going off is if you pull the trigger. So that was before this came out. That was a couple weeks or months ago. And so now we have it. I kind of already suspected based on what a specialist was saying that he pulled the trigger. So according to FBI analysis, Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger of the gun that killed cinematographer Halyna Hutchins, and hopefully I'm pronouncing her first name correctly, and wounded director Joel Souza on the New Mexico set of the movie Rust on October 21st, 2021. ABC News reports that the weapon Baldwin said he thought was a Colt gun, which is a .45 Colt, long Colt to be specific, caliber, was a single action revolver, could not have been fired without pulling the trigger, according to FBI forensic report, which is what I just kind of echoed before, coming from a specialist that does a lot of stuff even within the court system. The FBI report shows that the hammer had to have been fully cocked, not in a quarter or half cocked position, and that the gun could not be made to fire without a pull of the trigger while in the working internal components were intact and functional. So that's what I'm talking about. When I was walked through kind of the function of it, of the revolver, that it's literally incapable, the way that's built, to go off kind of accidentally. You have to pull the trigger. In a December 2021 interview with George Stephanopoulos, Alec Baldwin said he did not pull the trigger. Quote, well, the trigger wasn't pulled, Baldwin said. I didn't pull the trigger. So you never pulled the trigger, Stephanopoulos asked. No, Baldwin said. I would never point a gun and pull that trigger at them. Never. Well, that contradicts what the FBI said. TMZ called the report a bombshell and did note that it hasn't been clarified if the FBI tested on the actual gun from the incident or another model of the same kind. After the shooting, Baldwin issued this statement. There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Miss Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. Now, this is just obviously a horrendous, terrible situation. And I have never even been on a movie set like this. I have been on a movie set where we used weapons, and you get everybody together, you walk through everything, you have so much safety on a lot of these sets, which seems to be kind of a flaw, or something happened where people weren't checking the guns, the firearm. If somebody were to hand me a gun, obviously I'm always going to check it. I'm not going to trust whoever it is. I don't think he ever intended to obviously shoot her. It was clearly an accident, but to say that you didn't pull the trigger, I understand he's trying to maybe cover his you-know-what, which is, obviously terrible, because if you did pull it, then, you pulled it. You pulled the trigger, and that type of gun can only happen if you did pull it. It's a terrible situation altogether for Baldwin, as well as obviously for the family of the director and the family of the cinematographer. It's just, I also talked to somebody that has, that's a referee buddy of mine that works on movies as well. We talked about this literally the weekend after it happened. Even he said, yeah, there's no way that gun's going off. People didn't do certain things. There were certain checks that didn't take place. So I've talked to a lot of people, both in the firearms as well as in the movie industry, even from my point of view, in the movie industry, as well as TV shows. This is a major, major fault, and people are getting in some serious trouble for what took place. The movie was filming at the Bonanza Creek Ranch, a popular production location south of Santa Fe. Baldwin was also a producer on the film and previously said he doesn't blame himself for the accident. Quote, I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me, Baldwin previously said. He said the 24-year-old armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, handed him the gun and he thought it was prepared properly. But again, just because somebody hands you a firearm doesn't mean that you go, oh, well, okay, I'm good, I don't need to check it. Even if anybody that I knew handed me a firearm And I can physically see, oh, it looks unloaded. It doesn't look like there's anything in the chamber. It's, it looks unloaded. I still check it. You always check it. It's just a rule of thumb. So him to say, well, I'm not the one responsible. There could be multiple people responsible. I mean, she could be in trouble for the armor for what she did. And according to my friend that works in film as well, she should be in trouble. Baldwin should be in trouble as well. It sucks. It breaks my heart that those two people were in part responsible, allegedly, for what took place. And I'm being careful with my words. But it's just not good for all parties. I mean, it's terrible. In January, Baldwin went on to rant about the shooting and blamed right-wing rag sheets and people who were all about hate for the situation he was in, and concluded the video by saying everyone should set aside the January 6th of it all. I don't understand why we need to throw in January 6th into everything. I feel like for January 6th, it seems like, as horrible as it was, I 100% agree it was bad. It should never happen. But I also think that it's a little bit blown out of proportion with the idiots that ran inside there. I've seen the footage. I've read the material. And it's like, I look at what happened for 4 years with burning down Minneapolis and other cities, restaurants, buildings, looting, harming police officers, shooting police officers, killing police officers. Like, I look back at what happened for those 4 years. Billions of dollars in damages. I'm sorry, but that's a lot worse than what took place on January 6th. And I don't agree with January 6th. I don't like it. I can't be more clear on that. But they're constantly pushing this whole thing where it's like, look at what happened years before, and you're not going to say crap about that. You're not going to use that as an example, but you're going to use January 6th. And what the hell does that have to do with anything here? So that's kind of the breaking news and really the bombshell, because it totally contradicts Alec Baldwin. I'm sure he feels terrible. I'm sure, he's trying to get out of himself. Obviously, he doesn't want to go to jail. He doesn't want to go to jail for manslaughter. I totally get it. But I wanted to give you guys the up-to-date news of what's going on with Alec Baldwin. I'm sure there's going to be hearing. I'm sure there's going to be all types of stuff happening, but FBI concluded its investigation. I will try to bring you continuously updates on what's going on here, the U.S.-Mexico border, and anything else going on with the Biden administration as well as the Democrat Party. Show us some love by hitting the like and subscribe. Share these videos all over social media. And folks, I will see you later here on The Bald Brad Show. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.